does strength training help with fibromyalgia? Well, I joined an 8-week program to see for myself. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Zack Lawrence. I'm a voice actor and content creator, and I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia in 2016, and it's been a very rough journey. I won't rehash everything, but I do have a video that I'll put up in the iCards and in the description if you want to hear my full story. So over the years, I have tried so much to try to manage my fibro, and it's had varying degrees of success, but nothing has really felt like I've really been able to get things under control. My doctor and I have experimented with multiple medications. I've done different physical therapies. I have done different diets, homeopathic treatments. Like, we almost had things under control for a while, and then I got COVID, and that just screwed everything up all over again. So yeah, it's been super rough, not only on myself, but on my family too. It's been hard. So when I came across Fibro Fit Warriors on Instagram and Coach Rachel, I was intrigued with the stuff that she presented, especially with her social media posts and her email newsletters that had a lot of research-based information on fibromyalgia, really going into all the different kinds of research on fibro, but more importantly, what she did to get her fibro under control and how she shares that with others. And if you're skeptical, this is just yet another one of those internet yahoos who has the magic key to fix all the things, you're right to be skeptical. I mean, that is a very real thing on the internet. Rachel, however, has numerous qualifications. They are as follows from her website. She has a master's in exercise science at Concordia University, researching how exercise can be used to treat fibromyalgia, NASM certified personal trainer, NASM certified correct exercise specialist, PN1 nutrition certification, and PN1 sleep, stress management, and recovery coaching certification. And like I said, having seen her content over the years, it's I've felt pretty confident that she's legit. So when she's opened up registration for her Fibro Fit Warriors coaching program, I've been really, really intrigued, and I've always wanted to give it a try. Well, this year I was finally able to sign up, and I'm here to tell you how it went and what I thought of it. Now, quick disclaimer, and I'm going to read this off of my notes so I make sure I word this exactly how I want. This is not paid or sponsored. This is my genuine review of the Fibro Fit Warriors program. Also, Rachel has a caveat, and I want to echo that caveat here, that this program is designed specifically for people with fibromyalgia. So if you have other chronic illnesses, you'll want to check with your doctor to see if it's something you'd benefit from. And really, when you're dealing with anything medical related, you'll probably want to check with whoever your healthcare provider is. Also, she does not market this as being a cure for fibromyalgia. She does not claim that her fibromyalgia has been cured. It's all about symptom management, and she describes that her fibro symptoms are in remission. That's the goal. It's not to cure fibro. It's just to get those symptoms under control so you can live a pretty normal life. So what is Fibro Fit Warriors? It is an 8-week coaching program that includes a private community on Slack, as well as a Trainerize app with various workouts that Rachel has put together that, from her experience, are the most beneficial for somebody with fibromyalgia. There are weekly video modules put out on Slack, and they include such topics as research and info about what fibro is and treatments that seem to help, a strength training regimen that's fibro friendly, and I gotta say, those exercises were way more doable than a lot of the maintenance exercises I get from physical therapy for my various issues. And it does include gym versions and at-home versions. I never used the gym ones because I don't go to a gym, but the at-home exercises were great. She also covers effective elimination diet strategy to determine if you have any trigger foods, especially gluten. I'm already gluten-free because of my polyarthritis, so I, with her guidance, worked on trying eliminating dairy and caffeine. And I didn't actually notice any negative impact when I reintroduced. So we kind of checked those off the list of, hey, those are safe for me to keep in my diet, which is great because that means I can still drink my Earl Grey tea with milk. Yeah, that's totally empty. It also covers sleep science, why people with fibromyalgia struggle with getting good quality sleep, and how to adjust your bedtime routine. And as I mentioned before, you're in a private community on Slack. So you have, I think there was about 20-ish, somewhere in the 20s of other people in my particular group. She does this in a very limited window. So like she only opens registration at specific times throughout the year. And then she does the 8-week program with however many people are in the group at any given time. And then you also get direct access to Rachel for any questions, concerns, and where you can get more specific with your situation and work with her on whether it's modifications for exercises or diet advice or anything like that. So there is a lot of information in this thing. I mean, the first half of the program is like drinking from a fire hose.
You get to drink from the fire hose! Open wide!
I mean, yeah, it is crazy how much content you get, but it doesn't feel terribly overwhelming. And the really nice thing about it is how much it's tailored to fit your own pace. She has modifications for exercises. She is like totally no pressure on if you can't start exercising the first week when she gives the exercises, it's okay. And if you can only exercise once a week, that's okay. And she really works hard to keep it as low stress as possible, which is great because stress is a common fibro trigger. So kind of want to avoid that. And from my experience with the exercises, I found that they were very doable. Like I said earlier, I had a much easier time with the pacing and frequency of the workouts from this program than I've had even with my physical therapist for various things. I really felt like I was making progress, and that is a feeling I don't get very often when it comes to my health. Even when I'm being accosted by the cat while I'm trying to exercise, I still felt like I was working out. I could handle it. It was fun. It was exhausting. I mean, this was me when I completed my very first set of workouts. I was exhausted, but I still managed to do it. And that alone was just such a uplift of spirits. I was so jazzed. I don't know what kind of metaphor I want to use, but it was exciting. It was super, super exciting. I started feeling a difference really quickly, and also having that community of other people with fibromyalgia cheering each other on was huge for motivation as well. Being able to share our wins. That was like one of our assignments every week, share your wins with the rest of the group. And it was really just such a positive atmosphere there. Now, I will say though, that compared to the first 4 weeks, the last 4 weeks did feel rather light on content. Partly, I think it's just because, she's giving us these tools now, giving us some space to use them. For me, at least, it did kind of feel like I was left a little on my own too much, and it was more difficult for me to stay motivated. Also didn't help that during that time, other life stuff was happening too that pulled me away from being able to stay consistent with the workout schedule. So I think that did add to the struggle as well. So some internal factors and some external, but it did feel like, there was 1 week where there was no new video modules at all. So at least for me, since motivation is a very common struggle for myself, it would have been nice if there had been more content. I don't know what else she could have added, but for me at least, it did feel like I needed a little more hand holding to keep me going through that time. Now, at the end of the 8 weeks, Rachel does shut down the Slack community and you do lose access to the Trainerize app, but she does give you PDFs of all the workouts throughout the programs that you can download and print out, so you can continue to keep up that momentum. She does, however, have an alumni group that you can join afterwards for a monthly fee. The program itself was definitely pretty pricey, which is why it took me a while before I could finally afford to do it. So continuing that expense, unfortunately, wasn't in my budget. However, because you do get more advanced workouts, you get that continued access to Rachel. I do think it is worth it to continue with the alumni group if you are able to. Personally, I was not. But again, to be able to have that continued motivation and accountability, I definitely think it is worth exploring if you are able to take that option. So all that said, how do I feel? How has going through this program affected my fibromyalgia symptoms? I have been doing so much better pain-wise from the fibro. I still have other chronic pain issues, which I am beginning yet another round of physical therapy for, related more to arthritis and TMJ issues. So it's not necessarily from the fibro. Fibromyalgia pain itself, I have not experienced it. I'm pretty sure. And I ended the program, it's been at least a month now, I think, at the time of this recording. The pain I've felt has not been related to my fibro. I have felt overall stronger. I'm not like bodybuilding or anything like that, but I have noticed an improvement in my stamina, endurance. Brain fog has generally been more improved. I have noticed a difference when there's been a week or two where I haven't been able to work out at all, and I do feel like I lose ground as far as being able to focus, not being so chronically exhausted. It's helped with stamina, with not feeling as exhausted when I am actually doing the things. Fibro Fit Warriors has left me more hopeful than I have in a really long time that having a normal life is attainable with fibromyalgia. Forming new habits is hard, but I feel like the program has given me the tools to be able to do that. So if you have fibromyalgia and you are looking for anything to help, if you're able to make the price work, definitely sign up for Fibro Fit Warriors. At the very least, follow Rachel on social media. I'll put her links in the description below. And definitely sign up for her newsletter where every week she puts out her take on different fibromyalgia research and studies that are published. So yeah, Rachel, thank you so much for making Fibro Fit Warriors. I feel like I can get my life back now, and I cannot thank you enough for that. And that's all I've got to say about it. Thanks for watching.